Man City are back in FA Cup action on Saturday as they face Championship outfit Plymouth Argyle in the fifth round at the Etihad Stadium. Now, these two teams have not faced each other since February 1989 when City won 2-0 on home soil in
Remember it
Division
well.
2.
I was four,
Um,
so I don't remember.
yeah, Plymouth have struggled in the Championship this season. They're fighting for to avoid relegation. Once managed by ex-Man United man Wayne Rooney early this season. Now they've got Miran Muslic in charge. They drew 1-1 with Cardiff at the weekend, but they're still in danger of the drop. They're 3 points adrift of safety. They're in the relegation zone. So they've struggled in the second tier, but one of the main positives of their season has been the FA Cup and their run to this stage. They've already beaten two Premier League teams to get to the fifth round. They beat Brentford 1-0 in the third round and then impressively beat Liverpool, albeit a much changed side, by a 1-0 scoreline as well on home soil early
Yeah.
this month. Now, City will of course be favourites for this one, but what do you expect from this contest? What sort of challenges could Plymouth actually pose to the City side?
Look, I'm not a Plymouth Argyle expert. I mean, I've looked at the form a little bit. They tend to play three at the back, so I'm expecting that three at the back to come at five at the back. They'll sit very deep. I'd be amazed if they don't make a change or two given their current plight, because staying in the Championship would be a vastly bigger deal for them than getting past City in the FA Cup. Maybe I'm wrong there, but it's sure common sense kicks in there because the money drop will obviously be crazy for them. So I think there'll be, you know, some of those players will play because it's a weekend game, so they'll play some strong players, but I think we'll see one or two changes for them just because it's sort of logical, really. City will make plenty of changes as well. You can immediately imagine the likes of Vito Reyes getting some minutes. Nico O'Reilly, James McAtee, people like that will get a start. Mateus Nunes almost certainly. Who knows? We've got the young Argentinian lad coming in, Echeverry, who's travelled to Manchester last night from the Argentinian under 20, sorry, the under 20, was it South America?
Yeah, it
I
was,
think
yeah.
it was South America.
Yeah.
So he's been playing there, really good as well for them. He might be a surprise addition off the bench, a really creative number 10 right now. City are desperate for creativity and coming on for 30 minutes against Plymouth. Yeah, I think it's very possible. So I'm looking forward to that game. I think in previous years, I've always been a firm believer that elite sides play twice a week. It's good for them. I think it actually is. This whole focus on one competition. I think it works. I think when you put all your eggs in one basket, you get a little bit. You overthink. You have too much time to prepare. I think the routine rhythm is better for you. But right now, City don't need that. City do actually need just to focus, on one game a week. And I think this is going to be a good weekend for City because we've got Spurs obviously midweek, but after the FA Cup game, the games start to open up a little bit in terms of the calendar, and we don't play for the weekend after that until Forest, so we can feasibly rest some players against. So we play Wednesday night, then we can rest some players against Plymouth, and it won't be until the next Saturday after that we play again. Some of these players could get 9 days off, in terms of playing, which is massive for where we are right now in terms of fitness. So this game for me is very much a chance to give some of those guys who want minutes, some of the younger lads, settle the new guys even in a little bit more. While also making sure we get some people back. What can an extra week of no football do for Diaz and Ake? It could be absolutely massive, and the fitness of people like De Bruyne towards the end of the season. So yeah, I'm expecting this to be a game full of changes because it has to be, but also it's probably needed right now for City to sort of to rest a few players. And I'm actually quite excited to see what Pep can do with some time on the training ground because he's not had it in ages. The calendar's changed so much. Pep is a coach, and I think it's one thing we don't talk a lot of these days is like the football has changed so much that Pep just does not have a lot of time to coach at all. One on one because they recuperate and then they do a training session, probably some video analysis, and then they play the next day. This could actually give Pep some time now, so I'm looking forward to him. There's slight deviation from the Plymouth point there, but I'm looking forward to him having time during the week to work on things a little bit more. And I think Plymouth is another chance to work on some of the new players, rest some players, and ultimately, I think this FA Cup game could be good for City.
Yeah, and City not just favourites to beat Plymouth, but they're now one of the favourites to actually go all the way and win the FA Cup because a number of
Yeah,
high-profile Premier League teams have been eliminated. I think it's Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, and Chelsea have all been knocked out now. So,
yeah.
how important is it for City to obviously the securing a top four finish, getting Champions League football for next season is a priority, but how good would it be for City to end the season on a high with silverware to go all the way and win the FA Cup?
Honestly, man, given everything, if this is someone said before, man, it's going to be a transition season where you realise several legends unfortunately need to move on, and we get serious injuries to a Ballon d'Or winner, and we lose centre backs some months at a time. while also signing a whole bunch of young players who start in the transition. It's always said to me, you get third or fourth, and you win the FA Cup. I'm like, that's not that bad, you know. And Pep's signing a new 2-year deal. A lot of pain, but the pain's necessary, you know. I think it is to sort of bring us into focus. It's not a bad season. Most teams would kill for that. And if we won an FA Cup, as well as getting Champions League football, as well as potentially falling in love with some new signings, some young players out of nowhere that we'd never even heard of, you know, like Kusanov or whatever, then I would. It's not bad. It's really not bad. Ultimately, you know, I still think it could be more than some people like Arsenal achieved this season, and that, you know, given the expectations on the two clubs, that would be once again telling of where City are at. Like a trophy this season of all seasons, it'd be ridiculous. Like it'd be mad to complain because this is objectively City's worst season since Guardiola joined. It is, but by every single metric, and we somehow managed to get Champions League football and still win a trophy. Like we're so spoiled at that point as City fans. I would take that in a heartbeat, mate, because you know obviously you want better at the start of the season, but once you change expectations, you'd be stupid to turn this down because that is better than most teams in world football would ever get to experience for a long time.
Yeah, I think it would be great for City to get that top four finish and an FA Cup trophy. That'd
Yeah,
be
it'd be
a
brilliant.
great way to finish the season, considering what they've been through this
The
season. Yeah,
taste as well for the young lads as well, the new signings to get a taste of silverware and the reinvigoration it gives to the club as well, knowing that actually, do you know what? We're in good hands here. These young players do have the talent to win trophies. They've won some. I think it would look great for City going into the summer transfer window as well. Like, not that they need further vindication, but it's very obviously a team in flux. And when you've got so many changes, if City can get top four, built off the back of some of these new young lads and win a trophy, City will be able to turn around and say to agents and players, "Look, we ain't going anywhere. Look, these new lads are really good still. You're the cherry on top of the cake already, you know." And it's not like we're going to struggle without De Bruyne, or Stones, whatever. So I think it'd be a really powerful statement actually for City to win the FA Cup as well as finish Champions League football this year of all years.